everyone, welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. If you haven't already heard, Hedgehog Hollow is the official media partner of Pre-Creativation 2019. We are super excited. We have our flights booked, our hotel rooms are booked. Maybe you have yours booked as well. So this is our first kind of Pre-Creativation vlog, and I just wanted to come in, check in, let you know the kind of things that we've already done. Maybe this is your first Creativation, maybe you're a seasoned Creativation goer. We went for our first time last year, and I can tell you, I learned huge amounts. Like, I totally overbooked myself, and then I made loads of changes to the schedule when I got there. So Hannah was also her first time going, and she learned lots as well. So between the two of us, we have lots of lessons learned, and so we thought we'd share them with you. And all of our kind of prep and things, we'll be checking in here and there before Creativation, telling you all the kinds of things we've been doing and kind of the things that maybe if you are, whether you're seasoned or whether you're new, you may pick up some tips and things on things that you might want to be doing. So first of all, you have registered for your ticket. So if you are an AFCI member, you can register for a free ticket. I really do strongly suggest becoming a member. You do get lots of benefits. You get discounts on all sorts of things like UPS shipping. I get huge discounts on when I send out big packages. There's health insurance things, there's all sorts of things, but it also gives you access to a huge network. So there's Facebook groups, depending whether you're like a designer or a digital content creator, whether you're a buyer, all those kinds of things. I have had huge value and networking and all those kinds of things through being a member. So if you are unsure or you're like, well, I'm really small, I probably can't be a member, do go and look at it. The requirements to be a member are not that kind of onerous, and the membership fees are not huge, and it is well worth it. It will grow your business, whether you're a blogger, whether you're a content creator, whether you're a business, all those things. I do strongly suggest becoming a member. And then you get into Creativation for free. There's a magazine that they send out, which is always full of really kind of interesting, engaging information, and lots of opportunities for members. And the more involved you are, the more you can get out of the association. So that's the first thing. Register for your badge, and then education is the next thing. So education has been open for a while. If this is your first Creativation, next year you're going to want to make sure you have pre-registered. You can register for next year's Creativation, usually at this year's Creativation. So you can kind of pre-register, which gets you early access to the class guide, which means when registration opens for classes, you can be one of the first in there, because things like the classes with Tim Holtz and Dina Wakley, those like really amazing classes, book up quickly. And you're going to want to get in on those. Now, sometimes classes are limited for designer members and things like that. That is the company themselves. So Ranger will have said, we are only taking so many designer members, we want buyer members. That's not the association. Unfortunately, that's just the companies themselves. I know it kind of gets frustrating, but definitely register for education. And there's still some fab slots available. I know Catherine Pooler had some slots left in her class. There's some amazing business classes out there for bloggers, for businesses. There's one about newsletter marketing that I can't wait to do. There's lessons with PA Scribe, and he is a calligrapher. He is in England, and he does calligraphy of like some of the British laws and stuff like that. So there's some really amazing classes. Go online, log in with your badge details, and make sure you register for education. Education occurs before the show opens and while the show floor is open. However, I'm going to put a caveat on that I booked Greg and I in for education when the show floor was open last year, and we actually ended up doing none of the classes we were booked for once the show floor was open, because there are so many people that you want to meet, you want to network with, there's so many booths you want to see, that once the show floor was open, we found we just didn't have the time to go and do the education. So kind of think about what you want to do, what you want to get out of Creativation. I just found that once the show floor was open, that was kind of my focus. There are also some other events that go on around Creativation. So if you're on design teams, there'll often be design team dinners. So you want to make sure you get those in your schedule. So check in with any design teams you're on. There's also a Prime Publishing networking evening. Now you have to apply for that, but if you go to the Prime Publishing page on their website, or you just Google Prime Publishing, Creativation, networking, on Google, then you will come up with that, and you can fill out the Google form and you can apply to be there. And then they just kind of, I don't know what their criteria is, but then they'll email you to let you know whether you get tickets or not. So that's another thing you're going to want to consider. Then you're also going to want to think about maybe some companies have parties that you work with. Again, make sure you get those kinds of things in your calendar for the evenings. Evenings are great to network with companies you want to work with. So if you might want to go out to dinner with some of them, you might want to network with other bloggers that you want to collaborate with. Just get in touch with people. This is your time of year where all the people you want to work with get together. So make sure that you fill up those diaries in the evenings as well, and make the most of breakfast too. That's also another thing as well. The other thing you're going to want to do is download the Pre-Creativation app. It's really, really great. So what you can do in the app is you can log in, you can download all of your classes, and it pings up reminders on your phone as to where you need to be at what time. It tells you what's going on during Creativation. There's a floor map in there. It was really, really useful last year to have that Creativation app on my phone. And I really liked that 10 minutes before, I think it was, each class, it pinged up and it was like, you need to be at room, whatever it was. And so then I could make sure that that's where I went to. So that's another thing you want to do. What else to do? Hotels, you can book them through the AFCI website, and you get some great discounts on there, so I recommend you do that. There are also a couple of Facebook groups as well. There's one called See You at Creativation, and then there's another AFCI Facebook group as well, so you can join those. Sometimes there's also some rooms you can share, so you can offset those costs. Make sure your flights are booked, of course. So there's kind of the main things I'd be prepping at this stage. The other thing that I do is I print out a map and I color coded it. So Greg laughed at me last year because we all had color coded maps, but actually it was really, really useful. And he was actually kind of pleased that we had it. So I color coded it as places that I wanted to go on day 1, places I wanted to go on day 2, and places I wanted to go on day 3. So these were kind of like my priority 1, my priority 2, and my priority 3. And I planned it out that we kind of did the whole zigzag thing. And that's the way we worked around. Now this year's going to be slightly different because Greg's going to be doing lots of video production services and things because we are the official media partner. So he's doing lots of booth tours and things like that. So he'll be working on his own doing those whilst Hannah and I are doing the business side of things. So Hannah and I will have our color-coded maps whilst Greg is doing his booth tours and things like that. So it's slightly different for us this year, but we will still have our color-coded map. And I really do suggest doing that. Highlight those booths that you really want to get to. So if you really want to go and see what the latest things from Crafters Companion are, you want to make sure you highlight that map and you know how you're going to get there. If you want to see what the latest things are from Catherine Pooler, and hella yes, I want to see what things she's got coming out, you're going to make sure you want to highlight that as well. So lots and lots of things to highlight there. So my things for this vlog are make sure you're registered, make sure you're a member of the association because it's well worthwhile. Make sure you have your education booked and make sure you start looking at the booths that are there and making sure you highlight them on your map. And then also you can refine it. I mean, I started out with so many priority 1s. There was no way we were going to get through all of those in day 1. So then you can start working it down. Now you only have just over a month until you're going to be there. So we only have about 4 weeks. So we will check in with you again, probably around the beginning of January to kind of tell you how things are going and what's kind of happening and all those kinds of things. You may even get some sneak peeks of some other things that are coming out of Creativation. Do hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get more information on these vlogs as well. We'll create a Creativation 2019 vlog playlist because we'll be having lots of this kind of before, during and after. And then there'll be a playlist, of course, of all the booth tours as well. So you can check that out too. And if you enjoyed this, give us a thumbs up. We'll see you at Creativation. Happy stamping, everyone. Bye.